Good morning, everybody. It is September 18th, 2024. My name is Kenny Cams. And if you've never seen an episode, this might be one you want to watch. This is The Black Show. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the show today. So I'm gonna just prep everybody. Like, this is gonna be one of them shows gonna be harder for me to get through probably, but I have to do it. If it was something that yesterday happened, I told my new co-host actually, or one of our new co-hosts of the Black House, our Monday podcast, about this. I was talking to her about it yesterday. I think I had a little bit of a breakthrough. Shout out Byron, man. Like, that's why I say my young dog is so important to me, dog. Like, it's been two times in my life that like conversations with my young dogs. One was right after my breakup when I was in the down and the down. And I went up to Stevens Point, and I'll get into why in that a little briefly because I don't want to talk negatively about that person anymore. So briefly, I'll get into why. I got in that relationship, I got talked down to and negatively so much. I wasn't in the best spot in my life either. So at some point, it's on me on that. Like I needed to be better. So and then actually that breakup kind of drove me to be a better person. So I don't want to put all negative on Shorty. So but I went up to Stevens Point and I was talking to my boys. They had just graduated, so they was up there just kicking it. And I went out to a bar and I was trying to be big brother, like, well, who wants shots? And like, you know what I mean? Just to show them like the status. And like, for me with them young dogs, it's like, I seen them as kids and they seen me grow up too. So I known them since they've been like 16. They seen like, they basically knew me in the worst time of my life. And that's the part I don't think they put in perspective sometimes. Like they see me at my lowest for the whole time they know me. And now they're starting to see my real personality come out and who I really am. And they saw like a lot of the young dogs, when they saw like Coach Kenny, they saw the person that I was trying to be or like cosplay as, not the person that I actually am. And I realized that's what was causing like me to be like down and depressed all the time and just in my lowest. That's why I got super fat, y'all. Like right now, I feel super skinny right now. And anybody know any healthy foods to eat? Could y'all like send them to me? Because I just did a 72-hour fast, but that was because I found out something else about food. I'm 160 pounds, bro, and I don't like this shit. And I work out every day. So it looks good, but I feel like a little nigga right now. And I don't like this shit. But I had a talk with my one of my dogs, Byron, man. And Byron is eventually gonna be in once I get the funds to hire Byron gonna take over a lot of the like marketing and the website and like the little stuff I have to do to just keep this shit going. And I'm gonna get into that too. But I was talking with Byron yesterday. I had two real weird interactions with two of the guys that they men now, but two of the guys that I coached that are adults now. One was just one wasn't really out of bounds on my end. One is just I get that person's personality now, and it's just somebody I'm just gonna stay away from in general. The other one was one I knew from like he was actually a little baby, and I think with them, the way that I talk trigger like that's the thing people got to understand with me. Like I don't have no ill intent for nobody, but also I'm gonna say what I think for real. I'm not filtering nothing, and the reason why is I don't think y'all really understand how bad y'all treated me during COVID. And it's not playing no victim shit, but I was just adjusting to what I thought the environment was. Like I thought that's how if that's how people talking to me about just regular stuff in Twitter and like and all of it, like then I should be able to talk like that to them too. And I wasn't awarded that same like leisure or ability without being called all kind of names or being kind of put in this category of always difficult and shit. So all that to say, my young dogs, man, I love them niggas. I do, I really do. Because that talk with Byron yesterday, kind of it started to click something for me on the way home. I was like, okay, And I had to really look at myself and look at what do I look like to them? You know what I mean? Like they don't know. A lot of them don't know my childhood side because when I was coaching, I was trying to play this squeaky clean image that I had to play to be in that circle of where I really didn't fit in. Like I know football better than a lot of motherfuckers, but I don't fit in the culture, and I understand that. Like even working real jobs, I don't fit in the culture. Like how my brain is designed, I have to be running my own business. It was on me though for a long time to like actually get my shit together so I could do what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's just to my young dogs. I love y'all niggas, man, for real, for real. So I want to get into something. I know I've been a little bit more irritable and on the offense and all that stuff lately. I know. I noticed yesterday. I was like, yeah, that's kind of on you a little bit. That's where it kind of went back to with my young dogs. Like, why was them interactions so wild? And I was like, I played a part in that. That's it's me. I'm like, that's displays anger. I sent B a text like, hey, hit them boys up and tell them like, hey, that's partly on me, y'all. Like I apologize. I gotta be better than that. So, my dad's birthday was on the 12th. And I'm gonna try not to cut this, y'all. Y'all gonna see me get because I don't want to. I'm not using this to play it up for like the emotion on there. Like I'm not a dog. So if I get too emotional, I'm just gonna cut it and I'll come back when I can type deal. But so my dad died about 2.5 years ago now. And really since then, I just been working, y'all. I mentioned it in another podcast, talking about how at the funeral, hearing my name really it did something to my brain. And it basically gave me like I knew that my dad is the man. Good, bad, ugly. But a lot of people didn't know the side of my dad I knew. I mean, a lot of people didn't know my dad how I knew my dad, man. Like that nigga was my twin for real, dog. Like and I found out so much more how similar we were after he was gone. So like the last year of my dad's life, I was with him basically every day. And like he saw me go through this a real traumatic, like the most traumatic thing in my life. And that was a person that I would talk to every day. Like we went over, man, he told me so much about his life, that stuff that only I know now. And maybe his brother Vincent knows. But like that was my best friend, y'all. And at that time, really my only friend. So I for sure haven't fully processed that, y'all. And I really haven't been able to like I know I'm supposed to. I know it's not healthy, but it was other stuff that needed to be taken care of before I even could think of like it was so much going on at that time, y'all. And like I didn't really have it wasn't a lot of action I had to be able to do anything. It was past stuff that just was coming back, past decision making that I made poor decisions coming back to bite me. And I want to give a shout out to my mom and my sisters, especially, man, because the way that they've handled me since my dad passed, like they they knew that I couldn't process it yet, and I haven't. They know I haven't. Like I know they be worried. I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I know they be worried, but like I also see now they do understand because they seen me. And when I say this, y'all, like I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to boast at all. Um, and like all of this come from God before I say that. So it's not me talking for me, but like from the outside looking in, I don't think people really understand why I take this so passionately. And I'm gonna kind of explain it why. I've really never had a team ever. Like I've never had, especially with any of this stuff like that. Sports, yeah. In the arts, I'm speaking. But in life, I got hella support. So I'm speaking specifically between music and business and stuff like this. like specifically in that category. Yo, I learned to make beats. I learned to mix and engineer on YouTube. I've reached out to, and I'm bitter. I realized I was like, man, I'm bitter at some of these artists because they didn't take me seriously when they first met me, and and it was because I didn't know a lot, but like a lot of these cats have been around this shit and they got friends. They've gotten the music organically where they friends was making music and I don't have none of that, y'all. When I say like it's just me, like me and Dot just got cool and started making music like 2 months ago or a month ago, however long we had the studio. Like it's literally been just me this whole time. And when I say everybody just telling me like it's trash, it's not like it's literally I've literally fought against the entire world this whole time I made music and made art and started working with business and like on the business side, I'm credentialed. I got the credentials now. I went and finished my fucking master's degree that friend group made fun of me about because they thought I was lying about my degree. And like I went and I finished all that shit. I did it and I knocked it out in 2 years. All the shit that everything that all the criticisms of me that people had, I fixed in 2 years flat and didn't complain at all while doing it. So in the music stuff, like I know we ain't friends and stuff like that, but I just be wanting niggas to move solid. That's it. I'm not asking for nothing that's out of the ordinary, extraordinary. And I understand what it is because when musicians get around me, they understand that this is not an act. They understand what they seeing is something that they hear and they read about for these other artists of how they really came up. I know that my pattern recognition is my skill. I know that I'm in the role of what happened to the Kanyes, what happened to these dudes that you go through. And I'm not saying from like no Illuminati bullshit or none of that shit. I'm saying of like the nigga, I did not stop. That's the difference in the Kobe's and the Simone Biles and the Michael Phelps. Like we were off. I understand that. Like it's something that's off in my brain. But the reason I'm doing this, y'all, all of this, it's a bigger mission to this. It's a much bigger mission to this, and it's not for me. Like I try to say it all the time. I am just and people don't think I'm crazy even with this message, man. That's the part when I see the city, they don't see the emotion, they see it as weakness. And for real, this is me being I'm always real with y'all, but this is me giving y'all the underline of why I think, why I move, how I move. So I want to say this to all the rappers, man. Even the ones that I really don't care for, and you ain't got to care for me at all. I don't. I want one of us to make it, fam. I don't care who it is. We all talented. We all really good. I want one of us to make it. I want all of us to make it. Like that's the part where people don't get. I don't have a hateful bone in my body, nigga. I've watched niggas win around me and me be losing my entire life, nigga. I got a friend that won a Super Bowl and then didn't really do nothing for nobody else. I've always been the nigga that's been sitting in the corner. And I'm like, man, can I get the time to win a little bit? And then when I started, this is why I feel how I feel. Cause then when I'm gonna finish that point from earlier because it connects with this. When a lot of the rappers get around me and they realize that, like, oh, this nigga can really do everything that he says he can do, and he can do it at a high level. It's that don't be intimidated. Let's work together. I want to write songs for y'all. Let me write hooks for y'all. Let me let me push us over the fucking edge. We right there. We are right. And I'm talking to all of Milwaukee artists, man. We right there, y'all. We right there for all our dreams, nigga. Why? Don't let ego stop us, y'all. We right. Don't let ego stop us, y'all. We right there. We right. All we need is that push. And I got it. I promise y'all. I don't have I don't have the responsibilities that a lot of the other musicians here got. Put the I want the expectations. Put those shit on me. I can do this. It's no doubt in my mind, y'all. None. I have zero doubt. And I know I'm competent. I know what we doing. I know I'm not coming in unclear. But if we really got to do this as a city where we can be Atlanta, we could do shit Atlanta ain't never seen. But we gotta work together with this shit, y'all. We ain't gotta be friends. We just can't be enemies, dog. That's the part I realized. Like, we ain't gotta, like, personalities is personalities. Cats ain't gotta blend and stuff like that. But we can't be enemies in the city. And I was starting to feed into that. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I had to take a step back myself. Like, nah, bro. What me and Dog got, it ain't nothing to do with music. That's on a personal thing. And that's just something that I peeped. That, like, oh, I always enjoy. I'm like, dog, that's one of the homies from high school. We got a mutual homie that passed that would be pissed at both of us for even beefing or even having some issues. But when I feel animosity towards me, that's why I'm saying everything I said, I stand on and I mean it. I should have approached that situation different though. But that's how I feel, and that's really what I mean. Like, and I hope Cat is getting across in this video that, like, this is my life for real. This is not a hobby, y'all. This is I am going to win. Too much to happen for me now not to. Unless the source don't want me to win, that's the only way it won't happen. Nothing on this earth really. And like I said, everything come from the source. So even if that's how but from my work side, I know how much work it take. I know that work, so I'm willing to put in, and I know what's coming down the road. So we could win, y'all. We could win, but we can't be enemies. So even if we're not on good terms, it ain't no ill will from me for nobody. And I put this out blanket, not just music, in life. I don't have no ill will to nobody no more, man. I did. I was bitter, y'all. I was bitter as shit because a lot of people saw me lesser than I actually was, and they tried to keep me in positions, and I allowed it. That's on me. I allowed that behavior to go on for years. But that old friend, ain't no ill will towards y'all, man. I'm not cool with y'all, and we could just stay away from each other and keep our space and be good. And we could talk about the stories. When y'all talk, let's talk about the stories of the good shit that happened in the past, all the fun times we had. But the negative shit, I'm off now, man. I felt that in my soul this week. Like, dog, that ain't you, Ken. That ain't you. And it feel like one of the J. Cole moments when the Kendrick and Drake beef. That's how I feel right now. One of the J. Cole moments, man, where I'm like, dog, that's not you. Chill out, bro. Like, I don't have to do that. And even in the comments, man, I'm gonna chill out a little bit in the YouTube comments, y'all. But again, I don't think people really understand how disrespectful folks was to me during COVID. And all I was doing was learning information and trying to report it back. Sincerely was trying to report it back, and I was getting called crazy and idiot and all that stuff. That's why I was like, I'm done with it, because it's that I never want to say that, because people that know me, I love this. I love my city. I love my black people. I love people in general, man. Like, it really ain't a hateful bone in my body, y'all. And I'm not just, I hope that's coming across in this video. I know it could seem like I'm trying to but I just want us to win. Us, I mean human race, bro. I just want us to win and be better. And I started to try to be better myself, and I'm still every day. So I'm not, nigga, I ain't the perfect nigga, man. I'm not. It's a couple females that tell you I'm the worst nigga in the world. And they probably justify that opinion, which is okay. It's okay, but I'm just over it, y'all. So I appreciate y'all listening to me, man. I'm gonna tell y'all, I got some good music coming out. A release like that, just because I had to get back in the mode of, because so I just so people they didn't know the process. I write, produce, mix, master, make my own covers. Like, literally everything is done by me. And of course, God, I always get a credit, but I don't have a team. I don't have people around me that's helping me with anything. And I've always, this whole time, since 2017, I've done this solo. Everything solo. I don't know how I done it. I don't know how I pulled it off. I don't know how I get all that stuff done. I don't know. And it's like I haven't outsourced nothing. But that's why I'm confident because I've had to do everything and I don't want to do everything anymore. I don't. I'm not at the point where I can like full salary pay somebody yet, but it's very close to that. But so y'all got to understand how personal I take this. I've never had support. I've never had support ever. So I'm not even used to when people even give me compliments on my music. I even get all like because I've never had someone support like that on the art side. In life and sports, 100% coaches that. But on the music side, I've never had anyone give a damn. This podcast is the biggest thing I've ever had with something like this where people actually watched and paid attention to what I say. That's why I say I appreciate y'all so much, man. Like this is my form of therapy. I know people like you got to go to therapy. Like, no, I feel like therapy is just telling your truth out loud, talking, getting in the campfire and telling your story. That's therapy, and that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. That's what the Black Show is. That's what it's about. That's who I am. It's Cams, y'all. Appreciate y'all and love y'all. I'm out.